Over 2 centuries, American global power relied on physical mass, built on oil extraction, continental railroads, and the projection of military force across oceans. The primary drivers of wealth have moved away from the assembly line. Value is now generated through the capture and processing of information, rather than the manufacturing of physical goods. This has created an algorithmic empire, a system where influence is exercised through digital networks, rather than territorial occupation. Traditional empires maintained authority through visible symbols, like armies and fortified borders. Modern power operates through the invisible movement of data streams and the quiet processing of artificial intelligence. Digital infrastructure has become the new primary domain of control. Cognitive influence now transcends physical borders, making traditional territorial sovereignty a secondary concern for those who manage the global network. Look at this 3D wireframe of a standard smartphone. This device is the primary physical artifact linking the average citizen to the empire. While presented as a consumer convenience, the device functions as specialized infrastructure designed to monitor and record user activity. Carrying these devices creates a decentralized and ubiquitous digital panopticon. Users constantly emit a signal that documents their locations, social ties, and private communications. The system prioritizes the continuous harvesting of human behavior over providing connectivity. This data serves as the training material required to refine artificial intelligence models. The primary economic exchange has shifted towards the systematic extraction of behavioral intelligence from every active user. Deconstructing the hardware reveals the specific sensor layers active at all times. Spatial sensors, including GPS and accelerometers, provide a constant stream of location data. This maps the physical habits, daily commutes, and precise movements of the owner in the real world. The camera and microphone operate as biometric collectors, capturing signals like voice prints and facial microexpressions. This extraction is integrated into the device's basic operation. It continues beneath layers of complex terms of service agreements that most users acknowledge without review. Every analog action, a physical step, a spoken phrase, or a change in location, is converted into a quantifiable digital data point. These trillions of data points travel from individual devices into massive cloud-based artificial intelligence architectures. A machine learning engine aggregates these disparate streams. It creates a detailed digital profile that categorizes your demographics, psychographic leanings, and emotional triggers. Once these profiles are established, the system uses them to perform predictive analytics. Algorithms calculate the probability of your future actions. They project what you will buy, how you will feel about specific media, and which way you are likely to vote. The objective of this algorithmic architecture is the accurate forecasting of future human behavior. This economic model relies on a concept known as behavioral surplus. Apps only require a small fraction of data to function. The thick stream of excess data is harvested without the user's direct awareness and stored for commercial use. This surplus data provides the high-fidelity training material necessary to monetize predictive accuracy. These datasets are packaged into commodities. In opaque behavioral futures markets, advertisers and political groups purchase access to these forecasts to influence the public. This converts intimate human experience and daily attention into a source of automated profit. The cycle does not end once a prediction is made. The flow of information reverses. AI models send targeted psychological interventions back down to the user interface. Features like infinite scroll and intermittent notifications are used to hijack neural pathways, keeping the user engaged with the extraction node. These algorithmic nudges align the user's real-world environment with the system's commercial forecasts. By influencing decisions in real time, the algorithm ensures that the predicted behavior actually occurs, narrowing the spectrum of autonomous choice. This architecture has specific historical and physical roots. Stanford University served as the incubator for this worldview. Its post-war ecosystem focused on the rapid commercialization of applied engineering. Early data networks were subsidized by the Department of Defense. This linked academic research directly to military and intelligence requirements. Venture capital added the final component, demanding exponential growth and a culture of rapid disruption. This fusion of military funding, speculative capital, and academic engineering produced a techno-utopian ideology that favors total data capture over public accountability. When we look at billions of active devices simultaneously, the planetary scale of this empire becomes clear. This is a global system of platform capitalism where the infrastructure of connection is owned by a few private entities. A small number of tech billionaires oversee this infrastructure. They command resources and technical capabilities that exceed those of most government agencies. These private actors hold power over the primary channels of social and political communication, allowing them to bypass traditional state regulatory frameworks. This establishes a global hierarchy where data from the global south is processed into profit by firms in the north. By extracting resources from remote populations without equitable return, this system replicates the mechanics of historic colonialism in a digital form. This predictive architecture presents a direct challenge to the foundations of democratic governance. Democratic deliberation requires a shared foundation of facts. Algorithmic echo chambers fracture that foundation by targeting emotional vulnerabilities rather than engaging in rational debate. The Cambridge Analytica scandal proved that behavioral surplus can be weaponized to manipulate electoral outcomes. Past empires relied on physical enforcement that was easy to identify. Algorithmic governance is more effective because it remains invisible while shaping human behavior. Human cognition is the raw material for the 21st century economy. Recognizing this extraction loop is the first step toward reclaiming agency and